Welcome to the Once Upon an Island podcast, number 2 on the charts, number 1 in your hearts. I'm your host, Wesley, and of course, I am joined by my cheerful co-host,
Rebecca.
And today we're doing Who Wants to Be a Kamillionaire, the July 2025 edition. If you participate in this, by the way, those listening, with the Google form below and you leave a comment on the video, you could win a free month of Patreon. I gotta say that right out of the gate. That's the way of saying it, right out of the gate. Because last month, Amanda K won and she claimed her free month of Patreon, and I think she's enjoyed it. I'm just speaking from what I think she has not messaged me and said this. I hope she enjoyed it.
I think that's a fair assumption.
I hated this free month.
I wish I would have paid for this.
Okay, coach, you don't have to lie to me. Anyways, Survivor 50 probably just got done filming too, as far as I know. We're recording this the day before it airs here on YouTube on 3rd of July. So yeah, I think 50 just got done filming. Dude, I can't wait to see. I'm so excited for 50. Anyways, I don't want to get too hyped. Off topic. Last time, Rebecca, last month, you lost to me. You got crushed. You got the L.
Yes. Well, okay, crushed might be pushing it. Crushed. You had 8 points and I had 5 points last time. So this time my goal is not only to beat you, because that's always my goal, is I want to win this week, but also I would just like to set a new personal record. So if I can get at least 6 questions right this week, then that will be a victory in my opinion.
10 for 10 or bust. If you ain't first, you're last, everybody. Put your predictions in the chat for who wins this week or this month. I know, Rebecca, you probably upped your questions to make them harder. I try to keep mine about the same amount of difficulty since, as you said, you only got 5 out of 10. We have 3 lifelines for the game. We have changed them a little bit from last month. So we have the classic 50-50, of course, where if you get stumped and you're like, okay, get rid of 2 of the wrong answers, you can do that. But the other 2 lifelines are Ask the AI. After the popularity and absolute gaslighting AI did to us last month, we decided the chaos must continue. The other 2 lifelines you have are Ask the AI, where we punch in the exact question into the AI and see what it spits out. Probably a lie, but it's up to you to suss through the lie.
If I would suggest, Wesley, that you use all of your lifelines on the first 3 easy questions. That's my suggestion.
Wow. I could definitely tell you have my best interest in heart.
I'm just trying to help you.
Yeah. Thank you very much. Anyways, again, Google form to play along in the description. Leave a comment below. If you do both those things, it doesn't matter how many questions you get right. You have a chance of winning a free month of Patreon. I will post who the winner is on July 10th, so a week after this airs. Another thing is, over on Patreon, you can watch everything we make up to several months early. Yes. Right now, patrons are suggesting videos for us to vote on and make. Last month, I know Jenna Lewis got a video, so many other videos, but that's one of them. I feel like up till 50, people are going to pick people who are on 50. So I'm assuming a lot of people who are going to be on 50 who haven't had their videos done yet are probably going to be picked, if I had to guess. So anyways, if you want to participate in that, check out Patreon. It does support the channel. It's why we don't have annoying sponsored segments in the middle of our podcasts and videos. All right. With that, let's do Who Wants to Be a Kamillionaire?
What year did the first season of Survivor air? Was it 1999, 2000, 2001, or 2002?
B, 2000.
Is that your final answer?
That is my final answer.
That is correct.
Ah, cool. I mean, that was a cakewalk.
Hey, easy questions.
Finally.
We're warming up.
Don't
worry.
All right.
It'll get challenging.
That's what she said. Okay. Next question is from me. Rebecca, which winner played the most days of Survivor on their winning season? Your options are A, Richard Hatch on Borneo, B, Mike Gabler on 43, C, Kenzie Petty on 46, or D, Tina Weston on the Australian Outback. Again, the question is, which winner played the most days of Survivor on their winning season?
All right, well, I know it wasn't anyone from Modern Survivor.
What?
Because,
No.
26-day seasons. And I think I remember something about the Australian Outback where they technically sort of started a day early for some reason. I don't remember why, but that seems to be something that my brain is remembering. So I'm gonna go with, I forget what option it was, but Tina Weston from Australian Outback.
Is that your final answer?
That is my final answer.
That is correct, but it is not because of what you said.
Oh, okay.
Australian Outback was just 42 days because Survivor's like, what if we do 3 more days? We can make 1 more episode. What Survivor didn't know is they could just cut the show down to 26 days and still make the same number.
Cut it in half, yeah.
Back then, they were more ambitious about their ideals. They're like, what if we make the game longer?
Listen, I'll take it. A win's a win. I still got a point.
That's the only 42-day season in the history of U.S. Survivor. All right, Rebecca, what's the next question you have? Okay.
Your second question is, in season 45, who did Katurah have a one-sided feud with? Was it A, Jeff Probst, B, Jake, C, one of the PAs, or D, Bruce?
I mean, I think Katurah, it was Bruce. Bruce.
Is Bruce your final answer?
Of course.
That is correct.
What? No. Did she mention this maybe in the secret scene? I don't remember that.
Yeah, it was like cut from the show. Only the real like hardcore fans know about this.
Okay. Yeah, and if you watch my Jake story video, I definitely didn't like ever, because it's like Jake's present when she's like just like Katurah's whole story is just I hate Bruce. Her whole story is I hate Bruce.
Yeah.
Oh, buddy. All right, let's move on to your next question, Rebecca.
All right, I'm ready.
Your second question is, which Survivor player went on to head the Wheel of Time series on Amazon Prime? Your options are A, Ray from Guatemala, B, Hugh from 46, C, what about Genevieve from 47, or D, David, the milkman from 48?
I don't think it was anyone super recent. So what was option A again?
Rafe Judkins from Guatemala.
That is my answer.
Is that your final answer?
That is my final answer, yes.
That is correct. Obviously, it wasn't. Now, if Q had headed the Wheel of Time series, that might have been worth watching.
Sure, yeah. I just feel like that's been around for a second, so I was like, yeah, I don't think it was anyone from Modern Survivor, but that is interesting. I did not know that.
If you had missed that, like, Rebecca, come on now. Like,
I know.
Q after 46 made the Wheel. Yeah. That's what made it an easy question, because I'm like, the question itself probably could be hard if I had put in other answers.
Yeah, depending on the options. Yeah, absolutely. Exactly. Yes. No,
yeah, Wheel of Time TV show on Amazon Prime, not very good. Wheel of Time books, pretty good. Gets a little slow in the middle for those wondering. But yeah, the show, Rafe and his team went on decided the success of the books. Let's ignore that and just do what we want. So, that usually goes well.
Yeah, that's the best way to have a successful series.
I love when people make adaptations of books and ignore the source material. Not like just ignore the source material. I love that. That's my favorite.
Change fundamentals.
Yes, I love when they change the fundamentals of what I enjoyed about the source material. All right, what's your next question for me, Rebecca?
Okay, this is an easy question. I mean, you haven't used any of your lifelines yet, so if you want to use a lifeline for this one, I'm just throwing that out there as a reminder.
Oh, I got that as Ask the AIs in the back of my head.
Yes, okay. So your next question is, in Pearl Islands, which relative did Johnny Fairplay lie about, saying that they had passed away while he was on the show?
Jeff Probst.
Was it... He's related to Jeff. Was it his grandma, his cousin, his uncle, or his dog?
It's his grandma.
Is that your final answer?
Final answer.
That is correct.
Yes. Who could forget?
Honestly, one of the most famous scenes. I feel like even people who haven't seen much of Survivor probably are familiar with Johnny Fairplay and that whole ridiculousness. So yeah, very famous moment.
What a crazy moment. And then the advertising for the TV show, just completely dumped on him after that episode. They're like, little Johnny Fairplay needs to be taken down. And then they show the players holding the guns at the one challenge they held guns at that season.
Oh my
goodness. And I'm like, are they implying these players are going to shoot Johnny Fairplay?
It's not enough to vote him off the island.
They need to literally shoot him.
Oh my goodness. TV was different back then, man.
It really was. That's in the Survivor Pearl Island Secrets video. It's also in the Burton video and the Lil video I made for Pearl Island's that ad. But yeah, Definitely, or it's 1000% though. Just like a crazy ad, like one of the shows. Tune in to see Johnny Fairplay get shot on TV. Okay, all right, if you say so.
Oh man,
never today. I feel like with TV imply that.
Absolutely not. No.
All right, next question for you, Rebecca. Which Survivor 50 player created the White Lotus TV show? Your options are A, Jenna Lewis, B, Mike White, C, Angelina, or D, Coach, aka the Dragon Slayer.
As much as I would love to watch a TV show written by Coach, from the mind of Coach, I do believe the answer is B, Mike White.
Yeah, is that your final answer?
That is my final answer.
Oh, that is correct. Angelina has been on White Lotus?
Yes, I think a few people have, right?
Jenna Lewis has been on the internet in a different video, and Coach, I hope ends up on the White Lotus at some point. But Coach, like, just so much missed opportunity. Like, Coach was in a movie once, but it's called 180.
Oh, really?
I made a video about it. It is terrible.
Not
Coach
great.
does make out with Danielle DiLorenzo for those people that wanted to see that in that movie.
Oh, okay.
For anyone who's hoping for the Coach make out Danielle DiLorenzo, not like real life, but like scripted love. There you go. It's in a movie. Yeah.
There you go.
That happened. All right, let's move on to the medium section. We cleared the easy section. No one missed a question. That's different from last time. So this is when questions I am guessing are going to actually start stumping our viewers, our listeners. So hopefully stump you, not me. I don't think I've ever missed a question in my life.
I don't know. I think you have missed some questions, and I think you might want to start using some of those AI helps.
I will eventually use them. I'm just not sure if I was.
I'm going to suggest it every time.
Okay,
every question.
That's not a good strategy, but it's strategy. All right.
Okay, here we go.
Question?
Your next question is, what is the most recent season that's aired? Obviously, this doesn't count, 49 and 50. Okay. So what is the most recent season that has aired to never have a blue tribe, including the merged tribe?
Oh.
So starting tribe or merged tribe, none of them have had blue. Your options are 42, 44, 46, or 48.
Shoot, I want to say 40. So I know that, here's the thing. I know the even numbered seasons in the new era, at least, always don't have blue tribes to start off with. Like, they have been so consistent. Odd numbered season, that means it has a blue tribe. It's like yellow, red, blue. God forbid we deviate, which means 49 is going to be yellow, red, blue. Spoiler alert.
Oh my goodness.
Oh no. But okay, so I think that 48 had a blue tribe as their merge tribe. I'm saying that because my first instinct was 48, but it feels like a little bit like a trick, because otherwise that'd be an easy question. Also, I think 48's merge tribe was blue. I just worked on Kyle's story video. It seems very familiar to me as I was counting up his Kyle and Camilla Secret Alliance mentions. 36, by the way, for those wondering, because I was so funny. I made a poll. So not off track a little bit here for a second. I made a poll. I asked people like after I posted the video. So many people like confidently answering wrong. I'm like, it's right. It's like
nice.
It's right there too. All right. My answer is going to be Survivor 46.
Is that your final answer?
That is my final answer. I don't remember that having blue.
That is correct. Yes, 46 is the most recent season to not have any blue tribe. And you were correct, 48. This doesn't count as a correct answer. But yes, 48 didn't have a blue starting tribe, but the merged tribe was blue. So yeah you got a point.
Had you asked me that question after 49, I probably would have forgotten by then.
Right, yeah.
Right. But
I figured that was recent enough. That's what made it more of a medium question than a hard question.
But those even number or odd number seasons always starting off with a blue tribe. Just like so predictable. All right, Rebecca, your first medium question is, who was the second ever player to play on Survivor when no one had seen their first game at all? Your options are A, Malcolm Freeberg, B, Russell Hantz, C, Amanda Kimmel, or D, Kyle Frazier. Who was the second ever player to play on Survivor when no one had seen their first game at all in any episodes?
Yes, okay. See, this is a great question because I feel like I get all of the pre-40 seasons kind of mixed up in terms of like what order that they aired. So I think this is true for everyone that you listed. Like they all had a season that aired, like, or they filmed a season before their first season had aired.
This is the second ever player to play Survivor when no one had seen any of their game on TV at all in any episodes.
Yes. I think it was Russell. It might be Amanda, but I'm going to say Russell. That's what my gut is telling me.
Is that your final answer?
Yes.
That is incorrect. It was Malcolm Freeberg.
Dang. Oh, it was Malcolm. Oh, interesting. Okay.
For those who are going to try to correct us, just note that Amanda, part of China did air before they filmed Micronesia. They did not film China and Micronesia back to back like they do nowadays.
All right. Well, first missed question.
You know, you have 3 lifelines, Rebecca.
I know. I'm saving them for the hard questions, though. Right. I mean, you should use them for the medium questions.
I don't know why you wait for the hard questions when you're missing medium questions, though. You did this last time.
I almost had that one. It was close.
Okay. All right. What's your next question?
All right. Your next question is, who said the episode title, Is That Blood in Your Hair?
This is ridiculous.
This is season 47, episode 4.
This is not medium.
This is medium. This is medium if you think about it. The episode title is That Blood in Your Hair? And your options are Tiana, Caroline, Genevieve, or Gabe.
Oh, shoot. This is from 47?
Yes, season 47.
Oh, dude, I was thinking of the premiere episode of 42 when they had to, when Survivor forced them to put mud and blood on themselves in that first challenge.
Oh, yeah. Similar, but more recent.
Yeah, no, this is not what I was thinking of. What episode? I don't remember a bloody episode of 47. I seriously don't. This would be a hard question. This is going to be my first miss. I don't want to ask the AI, but I don't like this question. Is this because that time that Sue found the idol and it was had red paint? You don't have to answer that, obviously. That would give it away, I guess.
Do you want to ask the AI?
Oh, no. What was the answer? What were the options one more time?
Okay, the options are Tiana, Caroline, Genevieve, or Gabe.
It's not Genevieve. That's a different tribe. Could have been Gabe. It could have been Caroline. Could have been Tiana. My gut says Caroline. Let's go with Caroline.
Okay, is that your final answer?
Yes, but I don't like it.
That is incorrect. It was Tiana, but sort of a trick question because she and Caroline were the ones that walked up to Sue. So it could have been either of them, but it was Tiana that asked that question.
I remember Sue telling Caroline the truth, if I recall.
Yes. Yeah. It's funny because when I was looking at this, I remembered it being Genevieve, but then it was before the tribes had merged, so it wasn't her because she was on a different tribe, like you said. But it's Tiana. So there you go.
Well. Look what we have here. A tie. Your next question is, did you know Sue was a pilot? Yes or no? All right, let's move on. Rebecca, who are the first Canadian players to compete in multiple Survivor seasons? Your options are A, Boston Rob and Stephanie LaGrossa, B, Sari Fields and Aubrey Bracco, C, Genevieve and Camilla, or D, Emily Flippin and Christian.
I believe it is C, Genevieve and Camilla.
Is that your final answer?
That is my final answer.
That is correct. How did you know?
Nice. I just knew Genevieve is Canadian. I was pretty sure Camilla was. And I also know that they just recently started casting a bunch of Canadians. So I think before 41, they had a internal limit of 1 Canadian per season or something.
Yeah, and that's my Camilla related question to meet the requirement of one Camilla related question. Camilla was in California when she got cast, but it technically counts because she was born in Canada.
Okay. Sure.
So I believe she's a Canadian citizen. Don't quote me on that. But yes, before 39, they couldn't cast anybody who is a Canadian citizen. You had to be a U.S. citizen. So I believe Todd Herzog played to 15, and he was either dual citizen or he was a U.S. citizen born in Canada or something like that. Okay. But they couldn't cast anyone who's a
so
Canadian
it was 0
citizen.
people. Okay.
Before 39, you could not. You had to be a U.S. citizen to play. Starting with 39, they started allowing people who were Canadian citizens to play. So that was a question. It was obviously it wasn't Boss Rob and Stephanie. The other ones, I was like, maybe she thinks that they could have bet from Canada. I don't know.
Yeah. I
don't want to be too obvious. I started putting people that didn't return. It's going to give it away.
Right. Exactly. Yeah, that was a good question. All right. So this is also my Camilla themed question. How many votes did Camilla receive against her throughout season 48? So how many times did people vote for Camilla? Your options are 0, 1, 2, or 4.
And she went out in fire.
Correct.
See, the thing is, I don't remember anybody voting for Camilla, but that doesn't mean she didn't get like a rando vote thrown on her. But that's because I don't remember anybody voting for her, I'm going to go with that. So 0 is my answer. But like the last one, I don't feel great about it.
Is that your final answer?
It is, but I don't like it.
Well, you should like it because that's correct. She got 0 votes during that season, so.
Nobody ever viewed her as a threat. That's because the whole season I remember us talking. We're like, okay, like Camilla might get the final 3 and be respected, but like nothing on the show's reflected that. That's why we were like, it either has to be going into the finale. We said it had to be Joe or Kyle, but yeah.
Right,
we knew it wasn't Camilla. Camilla wasn't winning. Oh gosh, I think that Eva got second. The disrespect in the storytelling.
That is, I was thinking about that the other day.
The show loved Joe so much.
Crazy.
Oh, Joe.
Actually, fun fact, while we're here on this rabbit trail, my dad is actually watching season 48 for the first time. And I love it when he watches seasons because it's like, you know, it's been a minute since it's aired and it's like a different perspective, right?
Mm-hmm.
He's watching it as someone who's not like a super fan. And it's very fascinating to hear his perspective. But he just watched the episode where Joe comforted Eva and then Jeff cried.
Right.
And so he was texting me like, I just saw Jeff Probst cry on TV.
You should ask your dad who he thinks is winning while he watches.
I should. Yeah. I'm like, I don't want to spoil it for him.
That would be the casual winner analysis. And then whoever he says, you just always say, okay. That's what I do whenever I ask anybody I know. And they're watching a season I've already seen, or they like, if I've already watched the finale and they haven't caught up to it yet. So for example, after 48, I was like, have you seen the finale? They're like, no. I'm like, all right, who do you think's going to win? And well, hey, my casual family, not casual. They're not casual family. They are family. They're family members who are casual watchers of Survivor. Casual family.
Casual family.
They're not
just
serious
part-time.
Just part-time.
Only on holidays.
Members. Yeah. only Christmas and Easter. Yes, they said Eva. So I was like, man, they weren't too far off.
Interesting.
I mean, it was a bad read, but at the same time, at the end of the day, they did better than Joe. So yeah. Next question for you, Rebecca. Which Survivor season was the only one to start with an odd number of players? Your options are A, season 12, Exile Island, B, season 14, Fiji, C, season 17, Gabon, or D, season 19, Samoa?
That is a great question. I'm pretty sure I want to say Exile Island because I think I remember this where they did like a schoolyard pick and they picked everyone except for one person and then that one person had to go to exile. I might be making that up or I might be confusing seasons, but I'm going to say Exile Island.
Is that your final answer?
That is my final answer.
Your answer is incorrect. However, your remembrance of that is correct.
The logic was there.
What? No. In episode 2, they did do a schoolyard pick for 2 tribes, and one person was left out. It was Bruce, not Bruce from 45. Bruce had to go to Exile Island, but that was after they had already voted somebody off in the first episode.
Oh, dang. They tricked me.
The correct answer is Fiji, season 14. Okay. And that's because they had 20 people until Melissa McNulty, I think had quit like the day before they started filming. And so they had 19 people. And who knows? Fiji could have actually been a good season with Melissa McNulty. I don't know if she was the difference maker. But man, who knows? We'll never know. We'll never know.
That's crazy.
The one player that really should have been, like, wasn't an alternate. She was on the season and she dropped the day before.
Was she already in Fiji? Like, was she just trying to get a free vacation?
You look her up on the Survivor Wiki. Melissa McNulty has a cast photo. She has like the cast bio. She has everything. Wow. She was going to be on the show because I think they were doing the race split again, like they did in Cook Islands. And she was on the white tribe, the Caucasian tribe, whatever. So once she dropped, they couldn't do that anymore. So they just did what they did, which didn't turn out nearly as well. So that means that they have 4 beaches available, and I kind of wanted to see the other beaches they had in Fiji. They only ended up using 2. I want to see the other 2.
Interesting.
Right, and this is a different part of Fiji, so I am curious. All right, let's move on to the next question. What do you got for me? This is the last medium one, right?
Yes, this is your last medium question. So, if you want to use a
now I will consider.
AI or something.
I will consider them now, yes.
Okay, I think you'll actually know this one. But who is the first player to achieve the record of playing Survivor for 100 days?
Oh, yeah, I know this.
Yes.
Yep.
Your options are, I figured you'd know this one. Your options are Amanda, Ozzy, Boston Rob, or Sandra.
A, Amanda.
Is that your final answer?
Yep, and it was during Heroes vs. Villains.
That is correct. Yes, day 22 of Heroes vs. Villains.
And Sandra goes, good job, and then rolls her eyes, and it's like, Sandra's going to win this season. But at least you got 100 days first, Amanda.
Classic.
Okay, well, that was actually... All right. Wow, that was the least hard of the medium questions for me. Like, that was a cakewalk. That could have been the easy section.
Listen, for you, but not for everybody. I feel like there's people who don't know that. So.
Oh, and I appreciate those listening online and playing along. I really do. I think it's fun. I think it's a fun thing to do in the off season. So.
Yeah.
All right, let's move on to the last medium question. What's the score again? Where are we at?
So I've asked you one more question than you've asked me, but you have 6 points and I have 4 points.
So if you get this one right, you're only behind by 1. Right.
Yes.
Hey, you could pass your record of 5 points.
Oh, I'm going to. Absolutely.
All right.
The AI is going to help me.
We'll see about that. All right. Who was voted out on season 12 Exile Island due to Cerie's 3-2-1 split vote strategy on her first season playing, which was Exile Island? So who was voted out due to Cerie's 3-2-1 split vote strategy? Your options are A, Courtney Merritt, B, Shane Powers, C, Ozzy Lust, or D, Terry Dietz?
That is a great question because I vaguely remember this move, but it has been so long since I've seen the season. I want to say, initially I was going to say it was a man, but it might have been Courtney actually. What? Can you say the options again?
Yes, your options are A, Courtney Merritt, B, Shane Powers, C, Ozzy Lust, or D, Terry Dietz.
You know what? I'm gonna go with Ozzy.
Is that your final answer? You have 3 lifelines.
That is true.
Hint, hint, wink, wink.
Yeah, I'm gonna save the lifelines for the hard questions. So yes, even though you're hinting, I'm gonna dig my heels in.
That is incorrect. Ozzy is not the right answer. Ozzy didn't even play on that season. All the other people who played were on that season.
Any other option would have been great. Okay, cool.
Would have been better than that one. The actual correct answer was Courtney Merritt. I mean, this is why I said you should have used your lifelines before we get to the hearts.
No, I should have gone with my gut. As soon as you said Courtney's name, I was like, oh, it might have been Courtney, and then I just ignored it.
You were on to something with it was Courtney. Man. She went out due to the 3-2-1 split. She wasn't going to go. In fact, a lot of people were talking about dragging her to the end as a goat. But then Cerie's like, if she's a goat, then I'm not the end. So she pulled off the plan to get rid of Courtney, and it worked. So again, if Cerie had gotten her act together and made fire at Final Four, she could have been at the end. She could have been, because Terry wasn't going at Final Four. So Cerie eliminates Danielle DiLorenzo. Cerie is potentially sitting next to Terry or Aris at the final 2. Cerie had a chance of winning. So when people talk about Cerie getting robbed, I'm like, Cerie robbed herself in Exile Island. She also robbed herself in Micronesia, but that's a different tale for a different time. The only time she truly got robbed, in my opinion, was Game Changers. Like that whatever that was, Advantage Get-In, that Jeff, by the way, to this day was so gloating about, was actual robbery. Yeah,
that was crazy.
That was ridiculous. All right, what's your first hard question? Let's move on to the hard section.
All right, your first hard question is, who was the 23rd winner of Survivor? Your options are Boston Rob, Sophie Clark, Kim Spradlin. I hope I'm saying her name correctly.
Yeah.
Spradlin? Okay. And D, Denise Stapley.
The question was, who's the 23rd winner?
Correct.
Kim Spradlin.
Is that your final answer?
Yeah, final answer.
That is correct, yes.
Yeah.
She won season 24, but of course Sandra had won 2 seasons, so hence, yeah, Kim was the 23rd winner overall.
No need to waste lifelines when I'm going to win easily. All right.
See, I figured you'd know that one. If you asked me that question, I'd be like, what season? Who won? Like, I don't remember the season orders.
I don't think so. Last time we did this, Who Wants to Be a Kamillionaire, I asked you a question similar to that, and you nailed it. And it was like, who's the 46th winner or something like that. I forgot what I picked.
Well, here's the thing. I'm just trying to gaslight you so you'll give me easier questions so that I can win more easily.
Yeah. You should find harder questions for the hard section if that's your hard question. That's all I'm saying. All right. Your first hard question. You have 3 lifelines. Which winner,
will use them.
Rebecca, played the second most days of Survivor on their winter season? Now, keep in mind, the first most was Tina Wesson. The same question, but who played the second most days?
Okay.
Out of the options I am giving you, your options are A, Parvati Shallow, B, Tony Vlachos, C, Tyson Apostle, or D, Nick Wilson.
Okay, I would like to use the AI lifeline, please.
All right, Rebecca, ask the AI. I plugged in the question, which winner played the second most days of Survivor on their winning season? I'm going to read you everything it says, verbatim, quote for quote. The Survivor winner who played the second most days during their winning season is Mike Holloway, who lasted 39 days in Survivor Worlds Apart Season 30. But here's the twist. Most winners who reach Final Tribal Council play the full 39 days, so technically, many winners tie for that second spot. The record for the most days played in a winning season goes to Chris Underwood, who won Survivor Edge of Extinction after being voted out early and spending 36 days on the edge of extinction before returning and winning, totaling 39 days, but with a very different path. So if you're asking who played the most actual game days, not just calendar days, Chris's win is unique, but if you're counting standard full season winners, then Mike Holloway and many others share that 39-day mark. So that's the answer the AI gave you, Rebecca.
Perfect. Great. That was super helpful. Thank you, AI.
Anytime.
Yes, very good. Do you mind reading the actual options?
Your options
again?
are not Chris Underwood or Mike Holloway. Your options are Parvati Shallow, Tony Vlachos, Tyson Apostle, or Nick Wilson.
I don't know, so I'm gonna say Tyson based on nothing.
Is that your final answer?
That is my final answer.
That is correct. Tyson.
Let's go.
Technically,
didn't even need the AI.
His winning season had a day 0, which is really a day 40. Now, Natalie Anderson, also on Blood vs. War 2, had the same thing, but I did not make her an option as to not confuse, obviously. So her and Tyson tied for the second most days on their winning season. It's day 0, whatever you want to call it, but they were on the island being filmed on day 0. So to me, that's day 40. Day 39 and a half, whatever you want to call it. It's beyond 39 days. I love how the AI, by the way, not only obviously is it wrong about Mike Holloway, okay, I guess technically, yes, if many winners tied for the second spot, honed in on Mike Holloway, but then it goes on to tell you Chris Underwood spent 36 days in the edge of extinction, which is also not correct.
Right.
Where did Chris Underwood come from?
Yeah. It just started talking about 2 random Survivor players. Like, okay. A
bit sexist, the AI this time around. Yeah. All right, Rebecca, what's your 9th question for me?
All right, so I think this question might actually stump you unless the AI is helpful. We'll see. So in season 45, who did Emily vote for the night that she was eliminated? And that was in episode 11, if that context helps at all. Your options are Julie, Drew, D, or Austin.
My instinct is Julie, but I have 3 lifelines, so let's just plug in the AI.
All right, here's what the AI says. Emily cast her vote for Julie at Tribal Council in episode 11, the night she was ultimately eliminated. Every player except Julie voted for her, but Julie played the idol, nullifying all 6 votes. Julie's single vote for Emily became the decisive one, sending Emily home 1-0.
Dang, dude, I think the AI is actually dead on. That does sound crazy, because I remember that, Even D was in on the vote, but D was like, hey, Julie, play this idol. So yeah, no, I'm going to stand by my answer. I think Julie is correct.
All right. Is that your final answer?
Yeah.
That is correct.
Yeah, thanks, AI, for reminding me.
The AI nailed it. Honestly, that was the most helpful AI has ever been.
No gaslighting on that time around. Thanks, AI.
Oh, man.
Well. You're not going to win, but let's go for your personal record.
Listen. Yeah, I got this. I just got to get one of these next two questions right.
Yeah, that's true. Because you got the Tyson question right. All right, next question, Rebecca. Which Survivor season was the 9th to feature returnee players? Your options are, this is a real hard question. The 9th season to feature returnee players in any way, shape, or form. Your options are A, Cambodia season 31, B, South Pacific season 23, C, Caramoan season 26, or D, Blood vs. Water season 27.
So, yeah, I have no idea. Could we ask the AI, please? And I might use the 50-50. We'll see.
The AI, I asked it, which Survivor season was the 9th to feature returnee players? It said, and this is quote unquote again, the 9th Survivor season to feature returnee players was Survivor Game Changers season 34. It followed these 8 returnee seasons. Are you ready?
Ready.
The first one was All-Star season 8. Micronesia Fans vs. Favorites season 16, Heroes vs. Villains season 20, 4 Redemption Island season 22, 5 South Pacific season 23, 6 Caramoan Fans vs. Favorites, 7 Blood vs. Water season 27, 8 Cambodia Second Chance. Game Changers brought back 20 players known for bold moves and unpredictable gameplay. It features legends like Sari Field, Sandra Diaz-Twine, and Tony Vlachos, who ended up winning the season.
Interesting.
Want to explore? Oh my gosh.
Perfect.
And Tony Vlachos, who ended up winning Game Changers, everybody. Want to explore which returnee season had the most dramatic blindsides or the most controversial cast picks? Okay, so aside from me repeating what it said there for a second and laughing, that is verbatim what it said.
Incredible. Super helpful.
You're welcome, everybody.
Yes. Okay, can you read me the options again, please? And I'm just gonna go off of vibes again like I did with the Tyson answer. Yeah, I don't know, but my gut says maybe Blood versus Water, somewhere around that, like season 27, that seems like that might have been around the time. So, I don't know. Yeah, again, based on nothing, I'm gonna say Blood versus Water.
Is that your final answer?
That is my final answer.
That is correct, actually. Yes.
Let's go.
Blood vs. Water is the 9th season to feature returnee players. It got really hung up on what it, like the AI, first off, Tony Vlachos won Game Changers. Amazing. Fantastic. It really got hung up on that because how come Redemption Island with 2 returnees counts, but like Guatemala with 2 returnees didn't count?
Right.
Yeah. What, pick and choose your battles there, man. AI, I guess.
Yeah. It seems like it also like really gets on rabbit trails easily.
Does.
Which, I mean, like fair enough, we get on rabbit trails. I get it. But also like, just a straightforward answer would be nice sometimes from my computer.
Oh man. All right. Let's get it to your last hard question for me.
Okay. You have done really well this time, by the way.
Do I still have an AI left?
You still have, yes, you have your AI and 50-50 actually.
Okay.
So,
well, good, because I'm going to use the AI just for the hopeful gaslighting.
Okay, great. And you have 8 answers correct here. So if you get this right, you'll set a personal record. So, okay. All right. So your last question is, who spoke to Jeff as part of the Matt Chat in season 35, Heroes versus Healers versus Hustlers? All right. Okay. So your options are Ben, Cole, and Chrissy, Ben, Cole, and Mike, Ben, Cole, and Ryan, or Ben, Cole, and Devin. So essentially, like, I'm telling you it's Ben and Cole.
No, I know it's Ben. It's Ben 1, and we talked infamously about the Matt Chat.
Of course.
Cole, I would not have remembered.
Yes.
Can you just read me the answers in terms of not Ben and Cole, just the answers that are not Ben and Cole?
Yes. So your options are Chrissy, Mike, Ryan, or Devin.
Oh, gosh. Ooh, okay. This is a legit hard question. That's a good one. Yeah, of course. Let's ask the AI.
Ask the AI? Sure.
Yes.
All right.
Have
let's
the
see
AI
what it says.
gaslight me, because it doesn't know about the Matt Chat. It has no idea about the Matt Chat. Right. Go ahead and gaslight me, AI.
On Survivor, Heroes versus Healers versus Hustlers, which is season 35, During the initial Matt chat, when Jeff addresses the tribes at the very start, the cast members who were shown interacting with Jeff in the edited episode were Ben, Cole, Mike, and Allie.
Oh my gosh. Was Mike an option?
That's what AI says.
Was Mike an option?
Yes, Mike was an option. Your options are...
Let's do that one. Nope, don't even tell me. Wait, do I 50-50? It doesn't matter. Give me the Mike one.
Okay, so Mike is your final answer?
Yes.
That is actually correct.
What?
Yeah.
What?
AI nailed it. Honestly, and it knew what the Matt chat was too.
Oh my gosh.
I can't believe that. The AI has betrayed me this episode. It's helping you and not helping me.
The AI gaslights women and helps the men. Yeah. Also, when you ask it about winners, like, oh yeah, Tony Vlachos won Game Changers. Yep. Not Sarah Lucina. Right. Yep.
Yeah, but this one random Matt chat from one random episode or season, sure, absolutely. I can give you all the details about that.
Because it's a man. It's about a man. Now, had it been Chrissy or not a man, it would have been like, oh, I think Mike Holloway. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, there you go.
Oh, brother. All right. You ready for your last question?
I'm ready.
Which Survivor season, Rebecca, was the only one to air over 2 calendar years? Your options are A, Marquesas, B, Africa, C, Australian Outback, or D, Borneo.
I think I still have my 50-50 left, right?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, I have my gut instinct, but I would like to use the 50-50, please.
All right, your options are now A, Marquesas, or B, Africa.
Okay. So that eliminated the one I thought it was. Because I was going to say I thought it might have been Australian Outback because I think it got delayed because of 9/11 or something. So I was going to say that one. But you said Marquesas, or what was the other option?
Africa.
Well, again, based on nothing, because I really don't know, I'm going to say Africa.
Is that your final answer?
That is my final answer.
That is correct. It is Africa.
Let's go.
Africa was the season actually delayed by 9/11.
Oh, really? Oh, okay.
That's why. Yeah, so it started so instead of starting September 2001, as you might have guessed.
Oh, sure.
It started in October.
Because they do 2 seasons a year. Duh.
Right. It started in October and ended I think in January of 2001. But yes, earlier I asked the AI this question to see if it would get it right, and it told me Borneo. It gaslit me into Borneo as the right answer.
Oh my goodness.
I was like, amazing. So as I was asking you the question now, I plugged in the AI, and the AI in the past 2 hours has learned the correct answer. It now knows Africa.
No. Oh, it's learning too fast.
If you had asked it this time, it would have known. But I think why it knew, Rebecca, is because Africa features a male winner.
Oh, yeah, interesting.
No, so it didn't mention.
Look into this.
When it gaslit me or gave me the right answer, it didn't mention Australian Outback, female winner, or Marquesas, female winner.
Well. There you go.
There we go.
Well, we both set personal records this time. You ended with 9 points, which is very impressive, and I ended with 7 points, which is better than I did last time. So I'll take it.
Well. I want to remind everybody that if you want a free month Patreon, have a chance at that. Just fill out the Google form, leave a comment. It doesn't matter how many questions you get right, just as long as you participate, and I will post who the winner is a week from now. But Rebecca, thank you for joining us. And I do want to point out that next time we're going to up the hard. I think the questions this time are a bit on the easier side. We need to make them harder.
For sure.
Not in the easy section.
Yeah.
Not in the easy section. That's a sacred place of easy questions.
Yes.
But I want you to ask me a hard question. I want to be like, who, what, when, where, why? I want to ask all the questions.
You want to be bewildered by the questions.
Are you talking about Amazing Race by chance? Is this a Big Brother question? I want to be baffled. So.
Okay. Yeah.
Also, you cleared my hard question, so I need to up my hard game as well.
Well, here's the thing, though. I got all the hard questions right based on vibes.
Yeah.
I really had no clue about
those. You should have vibed your way through the mediums, yeah.
Honestly, yeah. I'll try that next time.
You should. Don't trust the AI. That's what we've learned.
No, just listen to your gut, everybody.
If there's any moral lesson to come out of this podcast, the Who Wants to Be a Chameleon podcast is don't trust the AI.
Yes.
Because it will gaslight you into apparently sexism. Who knew? I had no idea. But every time
Didn't
we
have
ask,
that on my 2025 bingo card.
Tony Vlachos from Game Changers, Borneo, Africa. I mean, everything's male related. Mike Holloway played the second. I mean, and that's weird because Tyson Apostle is a man. But
True.
It ignored him.
Yeah. He has long hair, though, so maybe it got confused.
Oh, my gosh. It got caught up with Chris Underwood and Mike Holloway. They're like, manly men. Yeah. Manly men. All right. Well, hey, that's it for this time. We'll see you all next month, first Thursday, for Who Wants to Be a Kamillionaire. Bye.
Bye.